Hi everybody, it's Jamie with the Land Conservancy. I am out here in Templeton at Vineyard Elementary School at our Learning Among the Oaks nature trail with Bev Gingg. She's our Oak Education Manager, and she's going to show us around this education site and tell us a little bit about the program that she runs. So let's say hi to Bev. Hey Bev, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and about the Learning Among the Oaks program?
Okay, sure, Jamie. I just got distracted by the acorn woodpeckers that just flew into this valley oak up there. I don't know if you'll see them, but I am so excited to be here, and especially because yesterday we had our first online meeting with our oak ambassadors from Vineyard Elementary School, and we miss them so much, and we miss being able to come out on the trails. So I am thrilled that we can be out here today with our 6-foot distance and share the nature trail at Vineyard Elementary School, which I absolutely love this school. We were invited to come here a couple years ago, and since then we have just been working with the school to make the most of this nature trail that they've had for a long time, but they didn't have a program dedicated to using it. So they invited us to come in and do more hikes on their nature trail, and it's just been a really wonderful partnership. So I want to give a shout out to Vineyard Elementary School, and especially to the 13 kids who are in training right now to be Oak Ambassadors. So I hope they feel like they're with us today, and we're heading down the trail here, just like we would be if it was spring. Well, it is spring, but normal spring.
Normal spring,
but
not quarantine spring.
Yeah, Jamie, you can look around and see how magnificent these old oaks are. It's like big old valley oaks here that are just starting to put out their flowers and get started making a new crop of acorns. And yeah, it's like, let's go.
Great, excellent. So we'll follow you. So guys, I'm trying this live video horizontal. I hope that works, because we'd like to put it on YouTube later for anyone who couldn't join us live. Yeah. Don't fall over, Bev.
I'm just walking backwards.
We're trying to keep our 6-foot distance.
Yeah, so Jamie, to get started, we're walking into the area where we worked last summer with U.S. Fish and Wildlife biologists and with the Land Conservancy, and also with a bunch of partners, including Onyx Winery, and we've worked with Audubon, with the Templeton Heritage Tree Foundation. Shout out to Kelly, and to take this area that had been degraded just over time and had a lot of invasive thistles. And we worked together and cleared out the thistles, although now you can see we've got milk thistle, but we cleared it out and we planted native oak understory plants with the Land Conservancy's restoration crew, and we put protections around them, and most of the plants are doing really well.
Yeah, I see one in a cage over here. What do you think this is?
Okay, what do we have there? That is a California rose. It's our native rose, and that is going to be absolutely gorgeous. It looks like a really healthy plant.
What color are they?
The flowers are kind of like a magenta color.
Okay.
They're really beautiful. So
nice.
We will see that.
Thanks everyone for joining us. If you didn't catch it, we're at Vineyard Elementary School on our Learning Among the Oaks nature trail with Bev Gingg, who's our Oak Education Manager.
Yeah, and you'll see Jamie right in there. That is a hummingbird sage, and you'll notice that with the California rose up there, we had to put a protection around it. Does anybody know why we didn't put a protection around the hummingbird sage?
Does anyone know? Any guesses? Do we have some Oak ambassadors watching?
They might not know, but I know Lindsay Roddick would know, our Land Conservancy restoration ecologist. With each of these plants that we planted out here, we put an underground cocoon that had water to help the plants through the dry season. It's called a cocoon. So they have this special basin, and then with a lot of the plants we put the protection, but with the hummingbird sage, The deer don't eat the hummingbird sage, so we didn't need to protect them from grazing animals.
Wow.
So no protection for that hummingbird sage. And look how healthy it is.
It looks great.
Yeah. So
excellent.
We're coming down here, and the trail hasn't been cleared for spring hikes because we kind of got derailed, but you can see there's another California rose.
Okay.
And there's another California rose. And that looks like a snowberry, which is another one of the native understory plants.
Okay. So Bev, Learning Among the Oaks is in 3 local elementary schools, and you have an Oak Ambassador training program every year. So,
right.
So what do those kids do out here?
Okay, so those kids who are in training, they are going through about 10 weeks of intensive training to become competent nature trail guides out here. So at Vineyard Elementary School, those kids are learning about the whole biology, ecology, the plants, the animals, the fungi, how the native people use the resources out here. They're learning about watersheds and soil science and geology, so that they can come and teach other kids about their trails. So once they get trained, those kids help us lead hikes for their school classes, which has been really fun to see kids teaching kids. That's like a super cool thing.
Yeah. I think we do have some following us. I see Oak Ambassador saying, hi, Emery. So I guess
hi,
Emery's
Emery.
joined. Riker, Hannah.
Hi, Riker. Hi, Hannah.
Yeah, so we got a lot of them here. That's awesome.
I love the kids. I miss them so much. Hi, you guys.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah.
And then Oak Ambassadors, Alex, our Oak Education Coordinator, she's on the Oak Ambassadors Instagram right now. She asked a question about the hummingbird sage. Do you know why the deer don't eat it? Is it the taste? Or
My best guess is that it tastes bad. I mean, or maybe it has a really strong, I don't think it has a super strong scent, but my best guess is that it tastes bad.
Okay.
But that's a really good question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So,
Norma is on. Said
hi,
Norma
Norma.
here.
Is it my Aunt Norma?
Delwicki.
It's my Aunt Norma.
Hi, Aunt Norma.
Hi, Aunt Norma.
Excellent. We got a lot of fans on the
so
stream
excited.
today.
My Aunt Norma, she lives in a beautiful, beautiful place with oak woodlands along the coast. So this is like something she knows a little bit about.
Oh, great.
But
so as we get down here, I was just going to ask about this bird box here.
Okay, so these we have down here. We've got songbird nest boxes, which most of them are used. In fact, last year when we were down at our station here, we had a pair of western bluebirds that were really engaged in nesting, and so we had to tell the kids to be really, really quiet because the nest box was really too close to the station. So when we redid the station, we moved it away from the nest boxes.
Okay.
So we've got songbird nest boxes that Morrow Coast Audubon Society installed years ago, and then we have newer boxes that you guys can notice. There's a box over there. Does anybody know what that nest box might be for?
Let me get a closer look.
That is a much bigger nest box, and you'll notice that the opening is facing away toward the creek that we're not at the creek yet. That's my favorite part. But does anybody have a guess what kind of nest box that is?
It is a lot bigger. You can't see it too much well on the screen, but
we need to we put posts to keep it.
Emery thinks it's for bats.
Okay,
that's a good
Emery,
guess.
That's a really good guess, but it's not for bats. We do have bat roost out here. Any other guesses?
No other guesses yet.
Should I tell you?
Let's hear it, Bev.
Okay.
Oh, owl. Someone guessed an owl.
Okay,
Is an
that's a
owl?
really good guess too, but it's for wood ducks.
Wood ducks.
Yeah, so we do have wood ducks out here, and we put the nest that way because they need to have a clear flight path to the creek.
Oh, okay.
So it hasn't been used yet, at least that we know of, although we haven't come out to check it like regularly right now, but hopefully it'll get used.
Great. So this, what we're coming up on, looks like a magical fairy land with these logs. This is so cool.
Okay, so this, Jamie, this is like the coolest place. This station was made by the Land Conservancy staff out of fallen oak logs out here. And actually one of the kids asked us, well, aren't we supposed to be loving and protecting the oaks? Why are we sitting on them? And I said, well, you know, in nature, oaks fall, the old oaks. And so we wanted to make good use of them. So the Land Conservancy went, and there's actually a time-lapse video that shows how they made this station. And now when we're doing our normal spring hikes, this station would be full of kids. And they'd be all, we do like nature talks here. The Oak Ambassadors teach lessons. We do puppet shows and skits. And it's like a magical place. Plus, Jamie, look at these oaks and listen to the
So
birds.
beautiful.
Is it beautiful?
It is. And that time lapse you mentioned was so cool, and it's posted on our Instagram. So when this is over, you guys go check it out. Go scroll back.
Yeah, but Jamie, you gotta come. I gotta keep my distance, but come and check this out. There's a cavity right there from when that oak was standing. Who used that cavity? And it's like it shows you how important oaks are as habitat for, I think, more than 300 different vertebrate species. Oak Ambassador, what is a vertebrate?
What's a vertebrate, you guys?
Oak Ambassadors, what's a vertebrate? An animal with?
It might be a little delayed because they take a minute to type.
I know they know this. What's a vertebrate? An animal with a
Say it.
backbone. You guys know that. But these oaks have lots of cavities in them that are used by cavity nesting birds. So that's like a super cool. And look at these holes, like here. So what are all those holes there?
I would imagine maybe woodpeckers.
Yes.
Okay.
This is what we call a granary, and it's like thousands of holes that have been drilled by woodpeckers to store their acorns.
Okay.
And the acorn woodpeckers actually work together to create these massive granaries, and they have like this very complex social structure, and they share the acorns, except if there's like a situation where there aren't very many acorns, and then it's like only the strongest ones get to have the acorns.
It's like toilet paper right now.
Exactly. They only share the acorns when supplies are plentiful.
Okay. We are definitely seeing that in people these days.
Yeah.
That's excellent. Any other questions, you guys? Feel free to type your questions. I'll ask Bev. We're here at Vineyard Elementary School at their nature trail for our Learning Among the Oaks program with Bev Gingg, our Oak Education Manager. So Bev, this trail that we're on, it's not accessible to the public.
No.
We just want to make that clear. It's for
Right.
education.
Right. It's only for Vineyard Elementary School. And Vineyard Elementary School, when we started here 2 years ago, the principal, Laura Brooks, had been here for, I think, 30 plus years, I think. And she grew up on a farm next to the school. And she is passionate about kids and nature, getting them outdoors. And so she was just really enthusiastic about bringing us on board so that they could really expand use of their nature trail. And then she retired, and now we have Dr. Devin Hodgson, who's also been just absolutely wonderful. And I want to do a shout out for Mrs. Dessa Drake, who is our Lado. She's the teacher here. She's a 4th grade teacher, and she's like our lead partner for Lado, and she's been a huge support. So thanks to Dessa.
Awesome. Thanks to all of our partners. That's great.
Yeah.
Let's see. Living Cleaner Vanessa asked, is the stream dry? Or sorry, Riker is on that account.
Hi, Riker.
Asked if the stream is dry. No, it's not. It's flowing and it's beautiful. And we are going to get there pretty soon. So definitely stay tuned.
We've got 5 minutes, Jamie. We got
Oh, we can take a little longer.
Okay. Yeah, because when I first came to the Vineyard Trail with Nathan, shout out to Nathan, we saw the creek and I said, I think I died and went to heaven because this nature trail has this incredible it's the Paso Robles Creek. So even though it's in Templeton, there's
we've got a few birds.
So many birds down here.
Yeah, let's take a moment, Bev, and just listen to some of the birds because we have been hearing a lot. So peaceful. Really nice.
So there's our owl box.
Okay, so that's an owl box, you guys. Have you seen any owls using it?
Not yet.
Okay.
It's pretty new.
Okay.
Like we just installed it just in 2019. And we haven't come to check it lately, so I mean it's possible that it's being used now, but I don't know. There's another woodduck box, and then we also have a bat roost down there. So willows.
So we're coming down towards the creek right now. Thanks everyone for joining us. Hope you guys are doing well, staying safe and healthy. Wow. Can you guys hear the water yet on the video? So beautiful.
Isn't this gorgeous? Hello,
it's unbelievable.
I wish you were here. You have some mint tea. There's like all this mint down here.
Oh yeah.
And it smells lovely.
Oh.
You could just come down here and have a tea party and enjoy the creek.
I'll say hi to Dylan, he just joined.
Hi Dylan. Oh, I got a bug in my glasses. Okay. Yeah. So
what creek is this again?
This is the Paso Robles Creek.
Paso Robles Creek, and you were saying it feeds into the Salinas River?
Yeah.
Awesome.
And so does anybody know why the Salinas River is called the Upside Down River?
I don't know. Let's see if anyone comments. Can anyone answer? Why is the Salinas River called the Upside Down River? Kyla gave us a thumbs up. I bet she knows.
Kyla should know.
It runs to Monterey, Dylan says.
Yeah.
So it runs north, yeah.
It flows north.
Yep, he said north.
Yeah. So it's our Upside Down River, and we also have our native tribe that runs from basically at our Santa Margarita Lado program. Santa Margarita, as I understand it, and I'm definitely not an expert, is kind of like an area of mixing between the northern end of the Chumash and the southern end of the Salinas. So the Salinan tribe. But the kids learn about native uses of all the plants that we find out here, and we have really great docents like Sally Kren, who really loves to teach, and Allison Jackson, who love to teach the kids about native uses of plants. And they sometimes get mad if we're on a hike and we're supposed to be learning about life cycles or adaptations, and they always want to throw in something about native uses. So, like the coffee berry They love to tell kids about how the native people would eat coffee berry to counteract the constipating effects of eating too many acorns.
Oh.
I guess, is it okay, Jimmy, to talk about that?
We're live.
But if you eat too many
Anything
acorns,
goes.
you get constipated, and so the native people would eat coffee berries, and that would help them with that problem. So
Well, thank you.
that was way before Rite Aid. But maybe we need to go back to that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, nature is very healing in many ways. I'm ready to bring my quarantine out here and just set up camp for the next couple of weeks because it is so beautiful. We've got all these beautiful oaks.
Oh, look at the rock.
Oh, we got one. Hold on. Let's see if we can see it.
It's very rare to come out here and not see at least one hawk, usually a red-tailed hawk,
Okay.
soaring overhead. But yeah, and I just, Jamie, I wish the kids could be here and their families. I really want to just give my best to all of them, and also to all of our partners because and donors, because Lato is like a huge teamwork. And we've got so many different partners that help make it successful, and volunteers are huge. So we mentioned Morro Coast Audubon Society, but also the California Native Plant Society, also the Cal Poly Biology Department has been huge. Professors John Pine and Emily Taylor and their students are rock stars. So we want to just really thank them all. And the parents are super duper too.
Yes.
So
It takes a whole village to run this
is.
program.
It's a super village, but we love, this is our 15th year, and we love all the kids that have gone through the program, and the kids that are still involved. I love them all.
We had, before we wrap up, a great question from Oak Ambassadors. Could you speak a little bit about the wildlife camera project?
Oh yeah!
We almost forgot.
Jamie, I almost forgot. That is actually super cool. That started as a Cal Poly senior project with Dr. Pine, and we started it at Santa Margarita Ranch probably 8 years ago. And since then, as the program has grown, we now have wildlife cameras at each of our nature trails, from Santa Margarita Ranch to the Vineyard Nature Trail to the Pismo Preserve. And they're all taken care of by about 20 volunteers. And our cameras here at Vineyard Nature Trail, we got our first pictures back last fall, and they're all posted online. We were blown away by how many cool pictures we got. We got mountain lion pictures, and we've gotten bobcats and fox and coyotes and lots of deer and wild turkeys. Nancy Wilcox and her son Tristan, who's an Oak Ambassador, have been super. And we love, so I hope people check out the wildlife camera pictures.
Yeah, so you can find those on Facebook. Find Learning Among the Oaks on Facebook. We also try to reshare them to the Land Conservancy's Facebook page.
And they're also on the Learning Among the Oaks website.
And the Learning Among the Oaks website. So that's learningamongtheoaks.org. We are out here in Templeton once again at the Vineyard Elementary School Nature Trail, learning about Learning Among the Oaks, which is our nature education program. We're getting lots of likes for that.
Yeah, and I wanted to also shout out to Nathan, who was our first program coordinator, who is now at Yellowstone National Park, and he is involved with an education program up there. And Nathan, we miss you. So yeah, and Alex and everybody, Lauren, we've had awesome.
Absolutely,
Awesome.
and everyone who's joined us for this hike, we really appreciate it. We are gonna post this to YouTube if I can save it correctly. Hopefully I don't mess that up. But we'll be doing more hikes with the Land Conservancy, learning about our different programs and different properties that we've protected. Here's some more awesome views from this trail. So until next time, thank you, Bev.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Jamie.
you being here
We
with
stayed
us.
6 feet apart.
Yes, we did.
Good. Be fresh air people. It's the best thing right now.
Excellent. All right, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.